Well, we're learning that Pete Hegseth is in legal trouble over the reporting that has come out a couple of days ago saying that not only is he shooting these boats in the oceans with absolutely no oversight or due process, but he's also allegedly he saw survivors in the boat and ordered them to be killed as well, which is a war crime. And because it's a war crime, he could very well be going to prison for a long time. Now, that's not the only news for Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth also is being skewered by South Park. And these guys, the South Park team has been on it. And watch this.
What's up, guys? Pete Hegseth, Department of War. We've got the narco-terrorists on the run, and we're gonna take them out. Yeah!
Pete Hegseth is a fucking douche. Pete Hegseth is a fucking douche. Acting like a tough guy, posting it around the world. Making lots of content like a little teenage girl. Pete Hegseth's a fucking douche. Pete Hegseth is a fucking douche.
Amazing. Amazing. Now, South Park was also not the only ones to skewer this administration. We also have Donald Trump being skewered by Canada's SNL.
Kids like Don Jr. and one of the girls. So I wrote a book about the lying liars who write about me. Here it is. Quiet, piggy, just like I yelled on the plane, quite frankly. Let's begin. These swine called reporters, they drive me insane. Who let these farm animals onto my plane? They ask about Epstein, I say it's no biggie. Then they press me again and I say, quiet, piggy. That's the book title, kids, try and keep up. Then they look at my hair and they say it's a wig. And it's as real as my tan. Once again, shut up, pig. Quiet, piggy, shut up, pig. It's the same thing, quite frankly.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. I mean, that's so good that I almost don't think it's funny. It's a little too real. It's a little too real. Rosie O'Donnell actually is in the news, too, for talking about the fact that reporters are not standing up for each other. And we saw that just the other day.
What happened to decency? What happened to someone standing next to that woman saying, did you just call her stupid?
Right.
Did you just call her stupid, President of the United States? Like, where's that person? Where's that voice?
I know some of these reporters, and they're good reporters, and it kills me to see the press not stand up for each other.
Can you tell me why?
Rosie, my only speculation is, and I think I have some pretty good reason to say this, is that their bosses will not let them do it. And their bosses are leaning on them to just take it, absorb it, and try to ask the best question that you can and get out of there.
Well, that is a disservice to everyone, to the soul of every person forced to eat it. You're telling me that we have to swallow this behavior from a madman because we can't figure out as a nation how to right all the wrongs that have occurred? We can't figure that out, and we don't know how long he's going to last or we're going to have to deal with him. And this is what will continue.
That's right. There's no question about it.
The body in motion stays in motion.
Yes.
So we better get in motion. We, not Democrats versus Republicans, we, people who have decency as one of their values.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about this on my Instagram page, which, by the way, you should follow my Instagram page. It's linked below. Please do check it out. I'm trying to get to 300,000 followers on there. It's a big deal, and it really does help. But I said that I really do feel that the fact that the reporters are not standing up for each other means we're not going to stand up for us or American values. They're just really looking out for whatever their bosses want. And I think that's it. They're not in this profession, in my opinion, to make money for billionaires. They should be in that profession to be a check on power. And you can't be a check on power if you're not seeing indecent actions happening in real time and not saying something about it. That's my opinion. Now, that's also, I think, why this Pentagon, because not all reporters are bad, okay? Journalists, we need journalism. We need journalism. It's just like the people who are doing the reality TV scorecard type reporting, I don't really like. But This stuff, I think, is so important, and thank God it's been out there, because the U.S. Secretary of Defense could face war crime prosecution over a claim that he ordered a second strike to kill the survivors of a missile attack on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean. The Pentagon chief insisted that 11 people on board the boat should be killed, according to the Washington Post. Quote, the order was to kill everybody, claimed 2 people with direct knowledge of the SEAL Team 6 operation targeting the waterborne drug smugglers. 2 people were left clinging to the burning deck of a vessel that was destroyed by a U.S. rocket fired off the coast of Trinidad on September 2nd. To comply with Hegseth's order, the special ops commander in charge of the operation allegedly ordered a second strike and wiped out the survivors. 2 missiles reportedly hit the boat to kill those on board, and another 2 were fired to sink it. And so they actually posted this video of the boat, but they put a cut in it because they didn't want you to see that there were survivors. And apparently, this is what the Washington Post reported. I read this report yesterday. They reported that if you were to have seen the people surviving on the boat just trying to hang on, there would have been an outcry because it's completely inhumane. Even in war, if someone surrenders, you're supposed to take them in. You're not supposed to kill them. That is like, there are some rules of war, and that's one of them. So if we're at war and you make it so that someone is literally just trying to cling on for life, it's 1, illegal, 2, it's absolutely un-American. Okay, now let's keep going. A CNN report said that while Hegseth ordered the operation to ensure everyone on the boat was killed, it was not clear whether he knew there were survivors prior to the second strike. That's not true. Former military lawyer Todd Huntley, a director of the National Security Law Program at Georgetown Law, said a decision to kill all the boat's helpless passengers, quote, would in essence be an order to show no quarter, which would be a war crime. He told the Post that killing any of the people on the boat amounts to murder. Chief Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell said the entire narrative is completely false. Who do you trust? See, that's what I'm saying. Who do you trust? The journalists or Pete Hegseth? I'm going to go with the journalists on this one. He added in ongoing operations to dismantle narco-terrorism and to protect the homeland from deadly drugs have been a resounding success. The September strike was the first in President Donald Trump's military campaign against narco traffickers, which has hit at least 22 boats and claimed 82 lives. After the SEAL 6 attack, Trump posted a video on Truth Social showing the first missile and claimed there were narco-terrorists from the Tren de Aragua cartel on board. But in following attacks, the protocols were altered to rescue any alleged traffickers if they survived the first hit. Quote, the idea that the wreckage from one small boat in a vast ocean is a hazard to marine traffic is patently absurd, and killing survivors is blatantly illegal, Rep. Seth Moulton, a member of the House Armed Services Committee, told the Post. Mark my words, it may take some time, but Americans will be prosecuted for this, either as a war crime or outright murder. Hell yes, absolutely. That is the type of shit we need the next person who's going to be the Democratic nominee to say. We need them to say all that shit. It needs to be about that. We're going after anyone who's murdered someone. We're going to go after anyone who made money off the fact that they had inside information. We're going after all the corruption. We're going after all of the illegal deals. We're going after all of it. And by the way, we're tearing down the ballroom, bitch. Yeah, that's what we need to do. That fired me up. All right. And it goes on to say that someone said, a former associate for the general counsel of the Pentagon said that they're breaking the law either way. They're killing civilians in the first place. And then if you assume there are combatants, it's also unlawful under the law of armed conflict. If somebody is hors de combat and no longer able to fight, then they have to be treated humanely. Pete Hegseth said this. As usual, the fake news is delivering more fabricated, inflammatory, and derogatory reporting to discredit our incredible warriors fighting to protect the homeland. As we've said from the beginning and in every statement, these highly effective strikes are specifically intended to be, quote, lethal kinetic strikes. The declared intent is to stop lethal drugs, destroy narco boats, and kill the narco terrorists who are poisoning the American people. Every trafficker we kill is affiliated with a designated terrorist organization. The Biden administration preferred the kid gloves approach, allowing millions of people, including dangerous cartels and unvetted Afghans, to flood our communities with drugs and violence. The Trump administration has sealed the border and gone on offense against narco terrorists. Biden coddle terrorists. We kill them. Our current operations in the Caribbean are lawful under both U.S. and international law, with all actions in compliance with the law of armed conflict and approved by the best military and civilian lawyers up and down the chain of command. Our warriors in Southcom put their lives on the line every day to protect the homeland from narco-terrorists, and I will always have their back. Notice one thing there in that statement. This man is in deep trouble. He is in deep trouble because he is admitting that he did all that shit. Not one denial. Not one denial. He is in deep shit. I look forward to seeing him in prison. He will be there. Trust me. Trump might not ever be there. This motherfucker is going. And everyone else who did this shit. Good. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'll see you soon. Bye.